share, share. There is nothing as loving as me seeing you share, 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 or commenting and engaging. As usual, it's a conversation, right? So as you are talking, you are chipping in your opinions, you are bringing in everything that you have on this topic. And yay, Tina is live because this is looking super, super beautiful. Tina Fox, you can take it up.
Hi everyone, welcome to Candid Conversations. Hold on a bit, 1 second, okay?
All right, all right. How many of us have ever fallen prey to internet fraud? Have you received fraudulent emails? Do you know what it is called? Those emails that are very authentic and looks as if it's coming from your bank or your organization. Or have you gotten silly text messages or weird text messages asking you to, call this number and send your PIN or your bank details? Or have you been a victim of credit card fraud where you have paid or you have shopped on an e-commerce site, and before you know it, you keep getting debited and debited and debited? These are the things we are going to show you how to protect yourself from in the future today. Why, shining a very, very huge glaring light on the layers of internet fraud. Thank you so much, Tina. We are ready for you.
Welcome everyone. Millicent has given us a very wonderful, introduction, and we are so excited to bring to you today's topic. Thank you, Millicent, for such a wonderful introduction. I'm just going to go ahead and read out and introduce our special guest. So today, our special guest is Chibueze Michael Idekwelu, okay? He is a computer engineer, a computer scientist, and a Cisco certified network associate, a member of projects, a manager, of projects, a certified systems networking expert, and a life student of all things tech. Okay, so his interest in technology cuts across hardware and software applications and solutions, with keen interest in renewable energy as well as home and enterprise safety and security systems solutions and services, which he offers to both local and international clients. He is a progressive mind who believes there is a major role technology has to play in the development of our nation and its people, and indeed any nation. Well, that is who we are expecting. I'm just going to bring in our special guest right now. Okay, he's right here. He's been backstage. Please make welcome a very wonderful friend and brother, scientist and everything. His name is Chibueze Michael, all right? So there he is. I'm going to be adding him to the stream right now.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. Hi, welcome. Okay,
yeah.
Great. So
Hello.
Thank you guys for joining us. Please share this video. Please share this video. Okay, please share this video. Let's all have this conversation. It's a great conversation, and we are super excited to have this conversation today. Okay, all right. Thank you very much for joining us, Michael. It's a pleasure to have you on Candid Conversation. We are so glad for your kindness, your generosity, because when we extended this invitation to you, you made it so super easy for us to have you, and we are so grateful for this kindness on your part, this generosity to share and enlighten our viewers on what internet fraud is and how we can, the whole concept of internet fraud and everything. We are just going to dive right in, okay? Our first question today is, what is internet fraud? What is internet fraud? What is fraud? What is internet fraud? What does all this connote? That's what we're going to be starting with today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Tina and Millicent. I'm thrilled to be here. Well, I've been introduced already, so I won't have to state my name again. First of all, we want to define what fraud is. would like to, because a lot of people don't really know what fraud is all about. So people think it's all
Yeah.
about moving money and all that, all that. Many people don't. There are people who don't believe that certain social vice is actually fraud. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to just start by defining what fraud is. Basically, fraud is a wrongful or criminal description intended to result in financial or personal gain. So
Okay.
basically, it's a deception, a criminal deception. That's the first keynote. Then the second one, you are actually trying to deceive people to believing that you are legit and they can trust you enough to give you their money. And that's where the person absconds. So
Yeah.
I'm going, yeah. So basically, I think we've defined it. We have holistically, and we know what fraud is. So I'll go state it again. I say fraud is a wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in the financial or personal gain. Now,
Very
I
good.
will
Okay.
now dive right to what there are different types of frauds actually. You have check
Okay.
fraud, you have your internet fraud that we're all aware of. We have
Mm-hmm.
work from home fraud, we have charity fraud, we have identity theft fraud. You know, we have
Oh.
insurance fraud, debt fraud. There are
Ooh.
lots of them anyway. But we're
Yeah.
just even credit card, debit card fraud. You
Wow.
know, yeah, because your Mastercard now in the Mastercard we use in Nigeria is actually a debit card, Mastercard. So you are limited to the amount you have in your bank account. But in credit card, based on your credit worthiness or whatever
Mm-hmm.
package that is signed up in the US or in the Western world, you can actually withdraw more than what you have in your account. But when it
Oh.
goes beyond a certain limit, you get a call from your bank telling you that if you exceeded and let's say a limit of credit that they are giving to you, then they block your card. Do you get it? So
Oh.
that's the difference between
Okay.
credit card and
Mm.
and debit card. But
Debit
they're all
card.
both Mastercard. They're both Mastercard, so you can actually shop online with them. So, but that is where the issue is. That number on the card is very important. So, but we're going to we've stated out the types of fraud. So we're just going to pick
Yeah.
I'm just going to pick one out of it, which is internet fraud, and that's what this
Yeah.
is all about. So, well, we'll start by internet fraud. What is internet fraud? That's the very, very important question that we need to be asking ourselves. So, internet
Mm-hmm.
fraud is any type of scheme that uses one or more components of the internet, such as emails, chats, or websites, to publish
Okay.
fraudulent solicitations,
Mm.
fraudulent transactions, or transmit proceeds obtained
Mm-hmm.
through fraudulent means.
Mm.
Do you understand? Now,
Yeah.
I mentioned solicitation, fraudulent solicitations. I mentioned um, fraudulent transactions. I also mentioned um, transmission or transfer of proceeds stolen from people's gotten as a result of fraudulent activities. So
Mm-hmm.
now that's actually what internet fraud is all about. So
Okay.
it now if you now look at what is going on in our country now, like some people like but Yahoo Yahoo is not internet fraud. There are people using their brain, you understand, to get what they want. That's what most people would tell you. Yahoo Yahoo boys are they are just paying back in the same coin as our colonial masters did when we are in shackles or when we are enslaved. So
When
this is
we're
more like
colonized.
yes, when we are
Mm.
colonized. So this is more like payback to them. So they are using that. But that's what a lot of people will tell you. But it's
Okay.
still a criminal offense. It's very much a criminal offense, and it should be discouraged
Okay.
by every means necessary. Yes, and so that is just what internet fraud is all about.
Wow, internet fraud. You've said so much. You've said so much. So when we use one or more components of the internet, like maybe instant messaging, when we use the computer, whatever component of the internet, when we use it for fraudulent activities, that is internet fraud,
Fraud.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
like emails. I mentioned emails, websites, and
Email
chats. Yes.
and chats. Okay, so when we do
Yes.
that, we are engaging. When we do use all these things for fraudulent activities, that is when it
Yes.
is internet fraud, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you said that fraud is a criminal deception. So when we use all these components of the internet, like email, sorry, Millie is here. Okay, I'm going to add her to the stream.
Okay.
Okay. So when we use any of these, like emails, chats, all these things you mentioned, when we use them for deceptive criminal activities,
Yeah.
fraudulent activities, that is when it is internet fraud. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope our viewers are listening. I hope our viewers are listening. If you have your own interpretation, your own definition of what internet fraud is, please hit us up in the comment section. Let us know what you think internet fraud is. This is a conversation. It's not a class. We like to say it's not a class. It's a conversation where we learn from you and you learn from us. Okay. We have quite a number
Yeah.
of people online. If you're online, please say hello to us. Give us a shout out. Say hi, say hello, so that we can know that you are there, that you're watching. So that we can, read out your comments or do something, acknowledge you. Okay, so very good. I'm going to be adding back our. Oh, okay. Hold on a bit. Okay. 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 Now I'm going to add Millie. Okay. Good. Fantastic. All right. Please say hello to us, like I said, so that we can know that you are online. Now we're going to, Millicent, do you want to say something? What do you think internet fraud? Do you agree with everything that our guest speaker has said? Or do you want to contribute something before we move on to the next point?
Oh yes, I completely agree. In fact, I'm learning as he's speaking. I'm actually learning. For me, internet fraud is basically anything to do with any deception carried out online via the internet or through the medium of internet. As long as you carry any deception of any kind, be it personal, financial, for whatever purpose, either personal gain or financial gain, it is all internet fraud. And so it brings us to that very large um, variety or large range of things that we could possibly be doing consciously or unconsciously without knowing that it is internet fraud.
Okay.
At the end,
Oh, all right. Okay. Hi guys. Now I can see some of the comments.
like
Okay.
more.
Well, now I can see some of the comments, but I don't know why I can't see it here. Okay. Well, I
Let's
can see some of the
take it
comments.
from
Now we have quite a number of comments. Very, very good. Okay, so we have a very good friend of mine, wonderful lady, Olajuwonlo Omotayo. She's here online. Thank you very much, Sir Clem Obasohan, for joining us. Thank you, Chini, Minister Chini Ezike, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. God bless you. Okay, now we have some definitions here. Sir Obasohan is saying that using compromised electronic proxy also. He said using compromised electronic proxy is also internet fraud. And then
Yeah.
the dear sister Olajuwonlo Omotayo is saying internet fraud simply means using someone else's identification or personal information without their consent to transact criminal activities. Okay. Okay, so she says that is what internet fraud is. So we are very excited that you could join us, everyone, for this broadcast. Thank you. Keep the contributions coming. Keep the contributions coming. We are very happy to have those contributions. Okay. So now we are going to go.
Hold on, Tina. Tina.
Yes, I can see my
Tina, you need to
live wasn't.
change.
Yes, I've just done
You
that.
need to change the setting.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good. Okay, I just did that. Thank you. I just did that. Good. So now we can see the comments. We can see the comments now. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. Okay, so we have look at what Olajuwonlo is saying. Internet fraud simply means using someone else's identification or personal information without their consent to transact criminal activities. What do you have to say to
Yes.
that? What do you
Yes,
have to
very
say to
true.
that?
Very true.
Okay,
Very, very
that
true.
is part
Yeah.
of internet fraud. Thank you. And then Dr. Clem Obasoha, wonderful sir, is saying using compromised electronic proxy. Okay, do we understand that? I don't really understand that.
Proxy
Yes.
is like they have what they call something that is remote, basically, in plain English.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you agree with that? You think you think using compromised electronic proxy is internet fraud?
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hello, ladies. Oh, thank you very much, Tayo. Thank you very much. We appreciate. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. We are going to continue the
Yeah.
conversation. We're going to go ahead. So now that we know what internet fraud is, what
Yeah.
are the different types of internet fraud that is available? You know, what are
Yes.
the different types of
Good
internet
question.
fraud?
Good question. Very good question. And that's where most of what they are saying, most of those compromised electronic proxy, that's where they all fall in. One, there are different types of, basically, there are different types of internet fraud. One, you have phishing.
Phishing.
It's actually spelled Phishing.
Okay. Phishing.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and
Okay.
you have vishing, Vishing, and you
Okay.
have spoofing. So those
Spoofing.
are, yes, spoofing, Spoofing. So I'm going to just take it, explain how they all work. You get it. Many
Okay.
of us must have received one or two messages or phone calls from our emails, or maybe someone must have left a voice note, unsolicited voice notes, claiming to be from the bank or from Jumia or something like that. So I'm going to explain the difference. We start from the top. That's phishing. Now,
Phishing.
yes. I think we
Okay.
all got the spelling. Yes, that's the spelling. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. So basically, it's a fraudulent practice of
Okay.
sending. Yeah, are we together? It says fraudulent practice of sending emails purporting to be from a reputable firm or reputable companies in order to induce an individual to um, send personal information,
Okay.
such as credit card, BVN, credit card number or debit card number, BVN, ATM PIN, bank details in general. You get it? Or maybe
Okay.
your national identification number, all those kind of stuff that they use to compromise um, information or compromise your data in order to carry out illicit transactions on your account.
Do you mean steal? Do
So,
you mean steal? Steal your
so
personal information or data?
yes, they
Okay.
steal it.
Steal. Okay.
Yes, I think
Okay.
let's use the right word, steal. I think maybe they're trying to make the way I just said it, make it look as if you makes it look soft. But the truth about the matter is that, it's difficult to classify it as stealing, because you willingly give it that information to them. They only
Okay.
trick you. Yes, they only trick you to make you believe that um that that email came from a reputable or came from reputable companies. Like, maybe, like, for instance, most of us have received emails from CBN or your bank, GTB. Like, you will
Mm-hmm.
see something like good afternoon, good afternoon, sir. Please, we just noticed that we just found out that your bank details have not been properly updated, and we require you to provide us with the information, or your certain information. They list the information below. They
Mm-hmm.
put the actual bank link URL, the bank website. They put it there, but underneath they will tell you log into the other link, which will redirect you to what you may think is the bank link or bank URL. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when you put, it's actually a clone. Cloned website. So once you just click on it, you think it's GTB Bank. Everything looks exactly the same. The only thing is that there is a back door. Once you just put it, your put type in your information, they steal it. Then
Okay.
immediately you start to see debit alert, just keep on coming like that. Yes, that's what
Ooh.
happened. That's what
Ooh.
happens. So
Wow.
so that's what, if you notice, this hush puppy guy, um um that's basically one of the, if you are listening to what the allegations, one of the charges that the FBI and the Dubai police actually said during
Mm-hmm.
that raid. They said that he was using fictitious or illegal websites to lure
Mm-hmm.
people to give their personal information. So they clone
Okay.
websites, they clone bank sites, they clone a lot of stuff that you may think, they now send you that email, you now thinking it's actually from your bank or from a legit site or company. You now put in your details and they now swindle you of your money. So that's
Meanwhile,
how
it's
that.
cloned. Meanwhile, it's a cloned
Yes,
website. It looks
yes,
like the original, but it's cloned.
yes,
Yeah,
that's exactly
a
what
Wow.
it
better
is.
Okay.
it would be a redirect or something. Okay, Michael, I just
Yes,
want to ask. Yeah, I just want to ask. But there is phishing and there's this is spoofing. Is there, what's the difference? Because both of them has to do with email from established entities and companies, right? Phishing, when they clone the URL of this established company. But spoofing, we also know, or some of us know, that it's also through emails they used to perpetrate this scam. So, what is there a difference? Is there a difference
yeah,
in the
yes,
mails?
yes. There's actually there's a big difference, because spoofing basically works like an individual or a program that actually um, uses data from maybe another person or another entity entirely to make you think that they are who they are. Then you now trusting that, okay, this data, this information is from this person. Not, it's more like identity theft. It's more like identity
Okay.
theft. Yes. So you now, like, okay, I know this, I know where this information is coming from. You now give them your personal information, then they steal it.
Okay. So that is
Yeah.
spoofing.
Yes,
Okay.
that's spoofing.
The
It
first
could be
Wow.
a,
one
it
is
could be an individual, it could be a program.
Impersonation of companies. So that's
Yes.
just impersonation. They impersonate
Identity
companies and
theft, yes.
entities.
Yes.
identity
Yes.
All
theft.
right.
Theft, yeah. They steal
Okay.
somebody's identity or your
Right.
identity and act like you are the one, and the front as that person. So it could be a person, it could be a
Mhm.
program. Yeah.
All
Then
Okay. What
right.
about
vish
the last
All right.
one? What
vishing,
about the last one you talked about?
I get
that's
Vision. Was it
vishing.
vision? How do you spell
Yes.
that?
VISHING.
Okay, VISHING.
ING,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going
Yeah,
to put that
so
up. So
okay,
is
yes,
that it?
there it is. Yes, that's what it
Okay.
is.
All right.
So
So
in
what
this
is
case,
this?
yes, good question. It's actually fraudulent practice, just like the other one. The only difference is that this one has to do with phone call or they leave voice messages. Do you get it? Purporting to
Mhm.
be from a legit company or legit companies, and they just induce you. But when you now see that it's okay, you get a phone call like, hello, am I speaking? Am I on to Mrs. Tina? They say yes. Okay, my name is so and so. I'm calling from FCMB Bank. We just noticed that you have not updated your bank details recently. Please, it's important. It's one of the requirements for you to continue to enjoy our services. Based on CBN's request that all individuals or account holders must update their bank details and provide their BVN. You are requested to do so. And with phone, as in they will use better phone and they will tell you. You will just have to like these people are okay because at that point, tension, you're already tense, you're emotionally stirred up, worked up. You won't think clearly. You're like, okay, and I have a transaction that's supposed to, go on
Coming.
very soon. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
you will not hesitate. If you're not the kind of person that will just pause a bit and like, okay, no, something's wrong here. You get it. Um, and you're maybe probably you're a lighting person and you probably caught wind of such activity, legal activities. Then you now like, okay, wait a minute, something's wrong. I need to actually um no call my bank and find out whether such things that happen is true. You get it. It's oh,
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten calls like that. You get it. I
Mm-hmm.
was actually very busy. I was tense. I walked up. I didn't really hear what the guy was saying clearly. All I know is that I should provide my bank details. I was like, okay, let me call. I said, don't worry, I'll call the bank. I'll call the bank. And I just hung up. When I called, they said there was nothing like that. They would never call. No bank will call you to update anything or provide any kind of personal information over the phone. You have to go to the bank to do that. So that's something we need to be wary of. Yes.
Okay, are you saying now that normally banks don't make telephone calls to ask you to provide your
No,
personal
over
information
the
on
phone. No
the line?
bank. No
It's
bank will
never
do that.
done.
Never done.
No.
To provide
Okay, so
your
our
information
viewers
over
are
the phone, no
listening
bank
right
will do
now.
that.
Our viewers are listening, so it's never ever done. So
Yes.
don't ever give your personal details, your personal information over the phone to fictitious people, no matter how genuine they sound. Always try to do that personally inside the bank premises, no, or inside the bank itself,
Yeah.
just to be
Right.
on the safe
Yeah.
side. Okay, thank you very much. All right, continue the different types. Continue. We are learning a lot.
Okay.
I'm learning a lot.
Okay. Now there's what they call spyware. Spyware. We all know about viruses anyway. We know viruses. All they do is that they replicate. They go into your system and replicate. It could be through flash drive, pornography, websites, and stuff like that. But when they come in, they just attach themselves to your computer and replicate themselves. So ideally, viruses could either destroy your files or folders, or they just overwhelm your system and cripple the performance of your computer or your electronic device. So basically, that's what virus. That's the primary function of virus. But spyware, on the other hand, what they do is that they're like CIAs. I'm trying to break this down for people. I don't want to use big words. They're like CIAs, and
Mm-hmm.
they go in, they infiltrate by attaching themselves into programs, especially when you download programs from unknown sources. You understand? They attach themselves. They come in as legit programs, or they just attach themselves to the programs. Then when they come in, they just monitor, they
For
listen.
instance,
Yes, they monitor or they listen
is it
to
possible
activities.
that this kind of programs, is it possible that when we download music, it can be embedded, this kind of spyware that you're talking about, can they attach themselves to those kind of stuff? Or is it just when you are downloading apps, like
No,
Microsoft
it could be
Word,
anything. It could even be email self. It could be if you could get an email. Have you ever gotten an email from somebody you never knew? You understand? It could
yeah.
come from there. You now see an attachment folder. You click on attachment folder. Then all of a sudden your system is now restarting itself, but just as if it's something is
Yes.
happening. You think somebody from your
Yeah.
village is chasing you. That's basically what they do. So they are the primary function of spywares are to just listen to activities. That's when I say listen to activities, I say they monitor activities, what you are doing, where you say your files you save, all this kind of stuff. Then they now send that information to the
Wow.
guy, to the person whoever sent that wrote that program. They send your
Yeah.
BVL, your history, your browsing history. They send all this. So if you go to GT, they know you've opened GT. If you say click on save password, you get it. But now I think Google has you can password or encrypt your saved where your password go to, the folder your password is saved in. So you can actually put your password there and save it. You get it. So it will make it difficult. And mostly it's encrypted, so it makes it nearly impossible to break through. I said nearly. So a good hacker can actually hack that, but you understand. So that's why I say use the word nearly. So they listen and they send informations to them. So that's why what spywares do. And another thing again, one needs to be careful about. Another one is pop-up windows. Pop-up windows are very dangerous too, because they act like they almost resemble that of spyware, like an adwares. Um, Ideally, legitimate websites actually use pop-ups, pop-up windows to actually know what interests the client, the end user. So if you notice, there are certain things you open on your web browser. Then all of a sudden you'll be getting, maybe let's say you go to political news now. Maybe you search for a particular newspaper. Let's say Vanguard, for instance. You are opening Vanguard. You're always reading Vanguard. You understand, every morning. All of a sudden you start seeing they will now sending you pushing Vanguard newspapers, pushing up topics to you or the headlines to you. I'll be like, okay, how did this happen? That's what the website actually do. But legitimate
Yeah.
website use pop-up blockers. But still, on the other hand, on the illegal front, there are people who actually use pop-up blockers to monitor you, to monitor what you open. It's like if you open bank website, they know that, okay, this person has opened bank website. So you usually see pop-up windows either at the top or at the bottom. They're advertising stuffs. You understand? They're always pushing stuffs to you. You see this one open down here, open there, usually on top or below. But you also have stuff like adwares,
Yeah.
where you see people advertise, they overwhelm you with advertisements. It can be usually it's annoying. Now that happens when you download freewares. Like when I say freewares, I mean programs or applications that you don't need to pay for a particular time, or some most times they're actually very free. You get it? They are free. You just download them. If you want to purchase the app, then they will tell you the only if you want to stop the advertisements, the unsolicited advertisements or the adwares are attached to it, you just have to
Mhm.
pay for premium service. So once you pay for premium service, automatically you don't see any adverts on it anymore. They just remove the adware program from the application. Then you now enjoy it seamlessly. So
Wow.
that's basically what happens.
Okay. Very nice. I would like to take some comments that we have here so that we
Yeah,
can, learn also from our viewers.
yeah,
Thank
sure.
you, everyone that is joining us, everyone that has joined us, everyone that has contributed. Um, let me see. I have some lovely comments here. Uh, Omotayo is saying that this topic affects everyone regardless of country one resides. That is very true. Thank you very much, Omotayo. She's based in the US and she's telling us that this affects everybody. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
And then we have another comment here from we have another comment from I'm trying to see uh I have a definition of internet fraud here from Mary T Melody. She says internet fraud is a type of cyber crime or deception, which makes use of the internet and could involve hiding of information or providing incorrect information for the purpose of tricking victims out of money, property, and inheritance.
Yes,
Thank you
yes, that's
very
it. It's
Thank you
correct.
very much, Merity Melody. Tayo also said, I'm taking notes. This fraud palaver is scary and very rampant these days. Exactly. That is why we are bringing in these topics. That is why we are bringing in these topics so that we can be enlightened, we can know what to do, we can be prepared, we can know how to navigate around these things. Thank you very much, everyone. Please keep bringing in your comments. It's very, very important. All right, now we are going to go into another level. We are going to continue this conversation. Let me bring in Millie quickly. Okay, that's her. Okay, so now we are going to relate this internet fraud in the Nigerian context right now. You understand?
Beautiful.
We want to go deep right now. I want to go deep. How does this internet fraud, how does it, okay, Millie
I think
wants to say
Millicent wants to
something.
say something.
Yeah, Millie, say something. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
before we move to relating it to Nigerian fraud, I know you've told us a couple of internet ways internet fraud can be carried out, but I want us to talk about another aspect of it. Can you tell us just a little more or just something about the money moves or what they call fixers? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
What they
Those
call what?
people, money moves, as in the mules, the people that they call
Yeah,
fixers, the people that
yeah,
get your
yeah,
bank details. I'm sure you know
yeah,
much more than me on this, so
yeah,
you'll be able to
yeah.
clarify, because I think that's one of the way most Nigerian youths are being used to carry out fraud, and they believe that just because they're the ones dropping these bank accounts or bringing these bank accounts or opening this bogus multiple bank accounts, they are not actually carrying the fraud. After all, they're not hacking into your accounts. They're just being used, the account they provide just being used to collect the proceeds, the money. Money is just being passed through the account. So nothing. Bros just told me I should give him his number. If he wants to pay 10,000 naira through my account, one organization says something. If they give me the money, I transfer to him and he dashes me 10K. It's nothing. I'm not a Yahoo boy. I'm not an internet fraud person. I think we should throw more light on it, because a lot of the foot soldiers of these mega rings of internet fraud has thousands of young people, youth between the ages of 12 to 18, carrying out these things, especially as secondary and university students. So we need to throw more light on it so they know that is also part of internet fraud and they are very liable.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
good question. Yeah, but it's let me just expand the age range. It's actually from 12 to 50 years. I've seen
12
a
to
48-year-old man do it, as that's what he sustained his family. He built a house out of it from the proceeds. So
being a link.
remember we said, yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
there are
Just
people.
being a
That's
link.
all they do. That's all they do. You
Just
understand?
being a
And
link in this ring.
just being a link, yes, just being a link.
Wow.
This thing is very complex. It's complicated, and if the more the more we understand how it works, the better for the government. If not, we just have dunces walking the streets. Now, first of all, there are different categories. There are ones that um they are the programming aspect of it. Programmers, they know how to write algorithms or programs that actually do all that. You understand, move money from here without being traced. You get it. Some bank managers are involved.
Mm.
Yes, bank managers are involved. They know how to hide those accounts, how to prevent CBN, the bank of all banks, not to know what is going on within their locality or within their bank.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
bank managers are involved. They can't do without them. The police are involved. Yes. Federal
Wow.
SARS are involved. Yes. In short, couple of days back, not within the estate I live in. There was this arrest that was made. We just saw federal SARS. That those of us that don't know what federal SARS is, it's actually Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad. It was renamed, I think, earlier this year by the IG, ordered by the Vice President, Professor Simbajo. We're doing the NSAS issues that we had earlier this year. Yes, campaign. Thank you. So they had to just change the name from SARS to Federal SARS. They just added the prefix to it, F. That was all, to the acronym. So it's still the same dirty old people that are handling that stuff. Pardon my language. But what they do is that they arrest these people, they bargain with them, they transfer the money to the federal SARS account, whoever is doing that or carrying out that operation, and they release the guy. So we kept on seeing SARS coming weeks after weeks, maybe and usually they act based on information they get from other Yahoo boys. Mind you, Yahoo is internet fraud. Don't let anybody deceive you. Yahoo Plus is their internet fraud. So let's make that one absolutely clear. Anybody carrying out that is a criminal. You get it? And their acts, their cybercrime acts that actually punish people that do that. So now then you have those the foot soldiers that look for this. How it works basically. There's different types. You have the one the one we just talked about, that they use phishing, vishing, and spoofing to steal your information. They send emails or phone, give a phone call or leave voice notes to you. You have that. I think we are clear on that. But there's this other part. That has to do with there's a dating aspect. Like you see somebody in Nigeria that wants to dates somebody in the US, but they actually pose to be somebody else. You see, they create a fake Facebook account, put a white man's picture, say they are working in oil company, then they just keep on calling the person, chatting with the person continuously. This could happen for like 6 years. 6 months to 2 years before the person has to part with the money. You get it? Now, what they do is that nowadays there's an algorithm. It's an augmented reality algorithm. What it does that I can have video chats with you, but you'll be seeing a white man's face based on the profile I created. So the girl on the other side in her mind, she will like, or the person on the other side, because it could be a guy too. In case of business, some of them come pose as a business mogul in Nigeria, maybe oil or CBN stuff, or special duties, or president or governor, and they swindle companies of billions or billions of hundreds of millions of dollars. You get it? So, but you could be a guy on the business front, and it could be a lady from the dating aspect, or still from the business front. You get it? So these guys, what they do that they run the application on their phones. Then as they are chatting with the person seeing the picture, the photo, or they see the image that is on the Facebook accounts or the social media accounts that they are chatting with the person with. Then they now start to tell them that, okay, there's a business transaction that's going on, they need money and all that, and you just part with the money. You just, okay, how many percentage? You negotiate as if it's a serious business, or as if you're actually dating the person, and you part with money, and you don't see them again. They just block you.
Wow.
That's one aspect. The other aspect is the one that's with accounts. You get like Miss Millicent mentioned earlier on. The one you have with accounts, there are people who have untraceable accounts because they know bank managers. You get who can prevent CBN from knowing or monitoring the accounts. You get it? Because of course the account has to be a non-traceable one, so that as they are carrying out this transaction, the bank manager has his own percentage, they have their own percentage. It's not everybody has an account. That's that connection. So all these smaller foot soldiers or smaller moves, Now we meet this guy. There's this particular person or there are particular group of people. There are a group of people rather that all they do is provide accounts. They don't carry out, they don't involve themselves in the negotiation or in trying to get the money from these people. They just provide the account, the untraceable account, and that's all they collect a percentage and give the bank manager or whoever it is his own percentage, and that's how they make their living. You get it. And there are, on the other side, there are people also who provide houses, shelter for these Yahoo boys. You see them, a lot of them in on the island, Ikeja, even in my area. They're everywhere now. That's the thing. They are now building houses. You don't know their source of income. It's always important to ask people, how did you make your money? If they say, this person is a big boy, this guy's a big boy, this guy's a big boy, this girl is a big girl now. Say, how did she make her money? What's she doing? What's he doing? It's always good to ask. Anytime I ask that question, people say, does it concern you how the person made his money or she made her money? I say, no, it does. I can't give credence, or I can't give I can't respect people who I don't even know how they make their money, where they made their money from.
Can't give accolades.
Yes, can't give accolades. Thank you. That's the right word. So these are the things we need to find out, because if you look at it now, all these people that provide accounts, provide shelters, the ones that provide the programmers that even create the augmented reality programs or algorithms that you install in your phone that will create that illusion that you are chatting with somebody else, a white guy or an Asian guy, business Asian guy. They all have stake in all these things. So there are categories. There are categories, and that's the one that Nigeria term Yahoo boys. But there's a diabolic aspect to it. They call it Yahoo Plus, and that Yahoo Plus, they go to they use fetish means to actually swindle their victims of their money. So what they do is that they go to this Nigeria juju house. Yes, fetish. In Nigeria, they call it juju house, or they go to Babalawo house. They carry or they incantations or whatever. They obtain incantations from him, and there's one that I found out during my small pet project I had on knowing how this Yahoo thing works. When I was interviewing one or two people, and they were like, "Okay, there's one you wash your hand. Once you hold the phone and call the person, any amount you tell the person will just be releasing the amount." Then there's this other one that.
Lord of Jesus.
He told me that most of you are aware of the physics eating. Yes, the one you see them going to the bush to eat physics, human physics or animal physics or whatever it is. So whenever they talk or they speak with the person on the phone, the person starts with the money.
No weapon.
So
no weapon.
You need a lot of blood of Jesus for that one. So yes, fashion against us shall prosper. Yes. I believe in that very much. But you have to be very, very prayerful for that not to come your way.
Yeah.
So, Billy said, I believe I answered your question, right?
Oh my God, you over answered the questions. You finished the work. Thank you so much. We've spent a lot of time. I am sure. Okay, Tina wants to say something. You want to say something?
No, I wanted us to go on to the next the next level of our discussion.
Yes, but before we go to the ways to mitigate
how to mitigate
this.
No, we've not gotten to that. Right now we are going to talk about how it relates in the Nigerian context. We are going to go into well, you have actually done that, how their contact, how it is promoted in the society. That's what we've just done right now. Okay, now we are going to see how it affects our economy, how it affects Nigeria, how it affects the world, how it affects Nigerians in the diaspora, how it affects the nation building, all these things, the disadvantages of this, internet fraud and all these fraudulent activities.
Yeah, I want us to center the answer. I want us to center it to our topic, the seductive law of internet fraud, right? We've finished internet fraud and you're about to tell us about the repercussions and the ramifications of it. So center it on so that our viewers, if we have one or two people that are considering or are being seduced by the, apparent or seemingly lavish lifestyle, they will be reoriented. That's just all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Now, you see, the problem now is this. It's complicated, very complicated. But we are going to try and as much as possible to make the audience understand where I'm heading, where I'm coming from. First of all, imagine this scenario of a graduate 5 years ago with a master's degree. Okay, upon waiting for job is not coming. He now or she now opted for a master's degree, finished a master's degree or his master's degree, and still can't get a job. Then you turn on the news and you see people like NDDC, Niger Delta Development Commission, swindling, embezzling a lot of money. You understand, a lot of monies, and you just see to the tune of 3.25 billion naira just to take care of themselves for the COVID-19. That's what he said. That's what the prof said. That to take care of themselves first, instead of carrying out the development plan of NDDC, they need to take care of themselves with 3.25 billion. You get it? And when people start to hear these things, and people are stealing, then you look at Niger, you look at the Northeast Development Commission, the same thing is going on. Look at former SGF of the president, or of what they call it, of Federation, or the grass cutting scandal. You're like, what is going on? Look at Lagos Express. That's just one of the ones I'm calling out because I can see that one. Lagos Badagry Express Road. People are suffering, and the government is not doing anything. So people resort to self-help. There's no justification to it, but people resort to self-help. Eventually, frustration takes its toll, and everybody, however, to survival is now the main goal now. You get it? So people want to do anything to survive. It's not that there's a justification to that. There's absolutely no justification to that whatsoever. But I'm just telling you the reality of life. Now, where it's actually going to affect. Yeah, where is now imagine this second scenario whereby you're driving, right? And you have a flat tire and you need to find a vulcanizer or somebody to pump your tires. Then they're like, what about you say, well, what about this guy that used to stay here? He said, no, they do the work again. No. I say, wait happen, you don't get a better job. They do yahoo. I'd be like, okay, you drive down, you're like, okay, how can I fix my tire? Everybody, because when the people start to see that this is spreading, it's like a virus. It's spreading, it's replicating from state to state to state. Some people even travel to Malaysia just to do yahoo. Ghana, China, even though China has a death sentence for that. A lot of different countries. Now, yes, Nigerians, they travel there outside, they perpetrate what they do, they perpetrate internet fraud there or whatever fraud they carry on there, and they make us believe that they are actually doing business there. You get it? So these things, now imagine somebody that is doing into that kind of stuff. Now, how do you, and a little kid is like, I want to be like you when I grow up, with no school qualification, no certificate whatsoever, no work, no job. All he does is he's into system, because that's what they will tell you. We're into system. Everybody knows that that's yahoo stuff, fraud, internet fraud. You understand? And the child growing up will like, okay, I know, see this man, he's Baba Iyabeji or Baba Chidi or Baba Hassan is making money off internet fraud. Why should I go to school? And he didn't go to school. Or Baba Tunde or Baba Chibweze or Baba Haruna. He's a graduate with a master's, a PhD degree, but you see how much is his salary, see his house, see his car is driving, old car. He has no job, or he's underpaid, or every day he's fighting for ASU he's fronting with ASU to the federal government to negotiate how much you will get, whether you get an increase or something. So when they see all this, they're like, I beg, let me take the easy road. But the easy road is not always nice and pretty. Because okay, let's look at I was having a candid discussion with one Yahoo boy, and I was trying to tell him that look, there are other ways to actually come up with a legit business. It's a difficult task to actually convince somebody that makes money so easily, and it's not easy. it's not all the time they make money. It's seasonal. It's seasonal. Sometimes it could take years. Many of them can't even renew their house rents. They end up selling all the cars, luxurious cars, and go change they bought just to feed themselves. So it's not, just the audience know that it's not an everyday thing. Oh. It comes one time, once a year, once or twice a year. Sometimes it comes big, sometimes it comes small. Sometimes you don't see anything. You have complete droughts for
Yeah.
like 3, 4, 5 years. You get it, and that's what
Mhm.
pushes them to transgress from, or to move from Yahoo to Yahoo Plus, the diabolic aspect, because they need to survive. Now,
Yeah. They need
now
that
imagine,
consistency.
yes, imagine everybody, all the youths into Yahoo.
Wow.
What will become
That
of
is,
our nation in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Everybody just be done. Everybody just be useless upstairs. Nobody wants to go to school. Nobody wants to work. The economy will just be going down and down and down and down and down. So it doesn't
and
make
the economy
sense.
is already in a comatose. The economy is
Yes,
already in a comatose.
yes.
Already, we are reaping the repercussions of corruption of yesteryears.
And we've
Already,
not
we
started
are
talking
that
about the corruption of today.
and
Oh.
some, yeah, and some of those repercussions that we are seeing today is actually preparing the way for future repercussions. Can you imagine? It's like a
Yeah,
vicious cycle. It's like a vicious cycle.
yeah.
And that is one of the reasons why we are bringing this kind of topic for us today. Apart from the fact that we want to educate like our audience, to let people know that definitely this is what it is, this is how you can navigate, this is how you can shield yourself, protect yourself from being scammed. You understand? We want to also we want to also say that this is a devastation, it's a cankerworm that is killing our nation. One of the disadvantages of internet fraud is is national devastation. It devastates the economy. There's no development, there is no growth, there's no movement. The minds of the youth have been dug up. You understand? It has, like, everything that they would have offered has been traded for what seemed like gold, but it's not gold. You understand?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So
And
this,
the funny,
like you said, this Yahoo something, this internet fraud, yeah, it has this glittering, they live big life, and they have this glamour, lifestyle that makes people, that seduces people, especially young
yes,
people that are
parties,
usually into,
girls. Yeah,
especially now that we have social media, instant gratification, instant messaging. We want the money now, now, now. We want everything now. We don't want to wait. Nobody wants to sow and wait for harvest time and begin to harvest. Everybody wants it like yesterday. Do you understand? So
yes,
that is
yes,
why we find that a lot of youths are just, going into this internet fraud in a very, very sickening way, and that is so bad. And what we are trying to say here today on Candid Conversation is that this thing is killing our nation. It is killing our youths. Internet fraud is actually one of the reasons why we are going back as a society. But whether
yes.
you are in Nigeria, whether you are out of Nigeria, whether you are a Nigerian in the diaspora, it's affecting everybody. Everybody is affecting everybody. There
True,
are times you
true.
go, you cannot boldly write that you are a Nigerian on your application, on your CVs.
You
You
have
just have
extra.
to
You have extra scrutiny.
you have extra scrutiny because you just swing it. You go for the interview, you do as if you omit your nationality, and then when you get there, when they see your personality, and then you try to convince them with your presence and everything. That's when they, like, you have a chance, because if you put it at the beginning in your CV that I'm a Nigerian, that those ones will just be sifted out, because they don't want fraudulent people. They don't want, because there's this notion, that Nigerians are fraudsters. We are this and that. There's this
Yes,
negative connotation to being Nigerian, and that is what we are seeing here. If you are a youth, there are so many Nigerian youths that are into legal businesses, that are doing their very best, that are taking it out. You understand? There are many. You are one of them. I am one of them. A lot of them we are everywhere. You understand? But what we are saying is that those millions and millions that are into this internet fraud should take a cue from us. to take a cue from people, from good examples in the society, people that are trying actually to do something legitimate. You
Yeah.
understand? Yeah. For
Yeah.
instance, we are talking about how we are talking about how he relates. For instance, Hush Puppy, he lived a glamorous life with Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. But where is he today? Is that the future you want? Nobody wants to end up. They said, "He who laughs last is the one that laughs best." You understand? You don't want to. You don't want to. You don't want to. You don't want to end up in your later days locked up in a cell somewhere. You understand? You don't want that for your family. You don't want that for your friends. You may say, well, I'm not into that of a big, I'm not that big, like I'm just a small. Yeah, but many a times you have seen that many people have had to go into hiding. Many people have had to go to jails, prison for things they never, they never saw it coming because of this, quick money, quick gratification, quick, instant gratification. They just want the money, they want the glamour life, even this
Yeah.
fake life issue, because many of these internet frauds are the ones sponsoring all this fake life that we see today. All these girls with, fake life and all that. They
Yes,
are the
true.
ones who that, these are like some of the sister connections, Now you want to live a fake life.
Mm.
Now you want to have this, you want to present this image of, all these things, they are fraudulent. When you portray a kind of life that you need fraudulent activities to sustain it. You imagine why would someone want to do that? You
Can I
understand?
interject? Can I
Yeah,
interject and
go
say
on.
something?
Mm.
Basically, even there are people. I don't know if you remember this girl. I've forgotten her name. This Instagram girl. What she does that she goes to very big mansion, snaps there and says she's the owner of the place. That is her
Yeah,
house.
that
Until
that
the
was
owner
that
caught her and disgraced her
exactly.
on social media. That's also fraud because
That's fraud.
they use that to fraudulently solicit for money or for fame or for so whatever reasons they are
Or
doing
to
it
even
only. But
initiate.
they use or to even initiate, yes. So
Mm.
but
Right.
before we progress, let me just paint one scenario here. You get it? I blame I see there are a lot of people to blame in this. First of all, I blame the youth. Because first of all, for them to be able to say this is what I want to do, they don't believe in themselves, they don't believe in their ability
Yeah.
to do
Exactly.
anything, to study, to come out with good grades, to secure a good job, to be meaningful or add value to the economy and to
To
people
be an
around.
entrepreneur.
So yes, secondly, I'll blame the government for the massive, massive, massive corruption that we hear every day, going on every day on the news, on the headlines. And this is discouraging and also encouraging people to be able to steal, because when you see somebody in position stealing, some people are encouraged and say, okay, this guy they do now, the opposition they do am. Why the one where they
Wow.
do now small thing? I know they still
Mhm.
reach them. So there's this kind of justification that they give to themselves
Themselves.
when they see a politicians doing and not they go scot-free. You get it? That's the funny thing. They go scot-free. Now, the another set of another organization I want to blame, or agency I want to blame, the government I want to blame, are the police, the
Of
SARS.
course. Of
Because by
course.
arresting, because a lot of Yahoo boys, they have SARS numbers, they have their mobile
Contact.
numbers. So their contacts, yeah. So if anything happens, they call them. You understand? Maybe another police probably arrested them somewhere. They'll just call the guy and say, I sabi this person, I sabi this person. And they just phone call, and they release the guy. They just they do the normal settlement. You understand? Sometimes they come
Mm.
to, I told you one in my estate that they come, they arrest every day, every 2 weeks. SARS official, they come with their guns, they come with their car, drop up, they arrest the guy, see the guy in handcuffs. That same day, they release the guy until the landlord had enough. Everybody else they complained. The landlord had to just give him back, just had to kick him out of the house. So it's these things happen. So the police are involved. It's a complex web of corruption. So
Do you
they
think
don't
that? Do
tackle
you
it
think
now.
that? do you think that unemployment, poverty, do you think that this could also be the root causes why these things
Yes,
are
of
so
course. Yes, of
apparent?
course. Yes, of course. It has a lot to do with it. Like I mentioned, the graduate issue with
Yeah.
master's degree, and those kind of people, they'll be frustrated to go into it. They'll be frustrated to go into it because it wasn't their primary or their primary intention. But when, as they say as what they said, crayfish back na condition bend am or something. There's a way they put that
Yeah.
idiom. I don't know how to
That
say, but
condition makes the crayfish
condition
bend.
make crayfish back bend. So it's not like it was bent before. It's not that it's just the way they found themselves in the current situation they are in. So it's not everybody that are lucky to secure a job, and there are people that are more qualified, and because of probably federal character nonsense. You understand? Somebody from another religion or somebody from another part of the country will get a job before them, and they get frustrated and say, "Oh, well, this is what the government is doing." But to hell with it, let me go and let me dabble into this thing. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
All of them are still in the same category of fraud. So
Okay.
these are there is a complex web of problems in this country. We don't tackle it now. We have
Okay.
nothing but dunces around roaming the streets with
Okay.
laptops.
Okay. I want us to quickly go now into ways we can mitigate fraud, ways we can, mitigate it, how we can, what we can do. You understand?
To
Let us
prevent it
quickly
from
go into that.
happening. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, that's beautiful. Now there are ways to actually prevent or mitigate um attacks or infiltration into your laptop or phones. First of all, I always advise people always update your operating system. Very important. Update your operating system. Don't mice your data, please. Update
Mm.
it. That update could range from 100 MB or 50 MB to 4 gig, 4 gigabytes. You understand? But just try and update. It's very important because the more you update, the the better performance of your system, your computer or your laptop or your phone. And also there are security features that are being sent. They call them patches, security patches, to patch loopholes, security loopholes on your operating system or in your operating system, so that those backdoors, whatever backdoor that may have that the hackers must have created on your laptop or phone, will be totally sealed off. That's why system updates are very, very important. Not only that, they make your system faster. Now, that's one aspect. Second, so the other aspect is please get a good antivirus. Get a good antivirus with internet security, not the free version that a lot of people like to download. Buy it. They are cheap. You can buy them on Black Friday. They are usually cheap. I got one for at least for a year for $19 last year. You can from Avast to Norton 360 or whatever
Okay.
latest Norton you have there, to Kaspersky. There are a lot
Yeah.
of them, to Beat Defender and all that. Just go online, look for the highest rating. You get it, the best 2020 best rated antivirus and internet security, and you can now go and buy it online. But when you're buying them online, or you go to the market and buy the original one, don't go and buy the one that has been cracked. They will be blocked eventually. So just go there, and when you buy them, you install them, follow the process of installation. Once you're done with that, you now um configure them. They are very easy configuration. Just go through the parameter settings. Other settings, you see parameter settings, you just click. You check the boxes, the one that best suits whatever security feature you need to. They come with firewalls too.
Yeah.
So the firewalls try to override, they always override that of your operating system because they are more stronger and robust. So you do that. Those antivirus and internet security will prevent, anytime you go online, they give you
Yeah.
adequate security. I always update your antivirus. Put it automatic update. So whenever it sees a TCP/IP protocol, it just connects directly. Also, another way to mitigate fraudulent activities or prevent them from getting into your system is to always, anytime you are logging on to any website or you are connected to any website or your
Okay.
web browser, always ensure that you have you always ensure that you go, like for instance, let's say GT Bank. Always make sure you see HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Is a protocol that provides an end-to-end connectivity, but in a secured manner. It's encrypted. So if you don't see there, then you're at risk of getting your personal informations hacked. So that's something you need to do. Also clear your browsing history, because that's one other thing they look at. Try as much as possible not to save your password on your browser. If you must do, make sure that you have a very robust password that is alphanumeric. That you have alphabets and numbers and alphabets. You understand? Make it complex, not something that somebody can easily break. Because the longer your password, the more difficult it is, and not just words. Make it numbers and an alphabet, alphanumeric. It has to be long and all that. Something you can remember, not to forget about. Understand? So
Because that's the
that's
problem.
that's another
Yeah.
thing. So that to make it difficult. Then also another way to do that is to you can get mind you, your antivirus come with make sure if you are buying antivirus, they come with anti-spyware. You
Okay.
understand? They come with anti-spyware. If you buy premium service, if you buy premium apps like antivirus, they usually come with those premium services. You can also have some of them come with anti-spyware embedded in them. Then some of them they actually have what they call IP blockers, like tunnels. There's a word for it actually. I can't remember anyway. When I remember, when I do, I'll let you know. So, anyways,
Mm.
they have a way you can actually browse privately. You get it. You don't Nobody listens onto your network. It's more like a VPN, virtual private network. If you can go on
Um,
VPN, you understand. Virtual private
mm.
network is a secured, highly encrypted network whereby it's only you it's like a highway, and in that highway, it's like BRT. Let's take Lagos for example. It's like BRT lane. Now in that you have like multiple lanes, many other
Yeah.
cars pass through. But in that lane, there is a dedicated lane for you. Now, that's an analogy I'm giving. So that's what we call virtual private network. So only that bus enters there. You are free to speed anything. Nobody can get into that lane. It's just meant
Um,
for you. So that's VPN. They're
mm.
very pricey. They are quite pricey. So they hide your IP address. Now, the IP address is the most, whether you're using IP version 6 or IP version 4, IP version 6, they hide your internet protocols. Internet protocols, so today there's protocols that enable packets or information or data to move from point A to point B. That's the one
Mm.
that defines the network where you transmit through. You get it. Without
Mm.
it, you can't connect to the internet. So
Okay.
every system has an IP identifier, a network identifier. That's what
Yeah.
internet protocol is. Well, there are different versions, but whatever the version is anyway, if you are not on VPN, there's a tendency that a hacker can see your IP address. And once they see your IP address, they use what they call address resolution protocol. It's a protocol that actually you can use to get you can actually call for the IP address, call for the MAC address. MAC address is the media access control. Every phone, every transmitting or transceiver, whether it's laptop or phone, has a MAC address. As far as you have Wi-Fi, it has MAC address. You understand? Those MAC addresses that are burnt into the network interface card, or whether it's wireless or wire, they are burnt into the ROM of the network interface card. So now what it does is that it's like having it's like your house. You're in Lagos, right? Let's take for instance the network is Lagos, right? We need the
Mm.
IP address to take us to Lagos from any part of the world. Now, the MAC address is like your house address. It's likened to your house address. It's an analogy I'm giving. Now, without the house address, the IP address can know the exact place or the exact system to take that packet, so that information. So what does it do? It now calls a guy, maybe a register called address resolution protocol, to now use that IP address to determine the MAC address of your system. So once I know your MAC address, I automatically know where that information is going to. Do you
Yeah.
understand? So once he gets there, now hackers can define the exact laptop and know the exact um, system or computer to steal from, because they have your IP address and they can see your IP
House
address and
address,
MAC
yeah.
address. Yes, they can see your your
Can
network,
bring that
and
to
they can see
address.
your house. Yes, thank you. So they know their targets, where they are going to. So it's always good to get a VPN network to actually, you can buy them. Mostly these antivirus, they come with, they prefer that kind of service too. So you'll be 100% secured. You have antivirus, you have anti-spyware, you have anti-adware. You have, they have you have another way to mitigate is having a pop-up anti-pop-up blocker. Sorry, a pop-up blocker. So basically we talked about pop-up windows
Mm.
where you have certain kind of information coming to your system that you don't really want, and once you click on it, sometimes spywares can follow that, attach themselves to it, and download itself, attach itself into your system. So, and start to listen to activities or monitor activities going on in
Yeah.
your system, then send information to the hacker or whoever it is. Now, now the thing is that if you have a pop-up blocker, you can Google it. Sometimes your antivirus come with pop-up blocker if you buy the premium, pay for the premium service. So you install it, they block any pop-ups. So you have a very
Because
beautiful experience
yeah,
surfing the net.
yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes some websites require that pop-up windows to actually know the kind of services to prefer to the end user. So that's another problem. So websites that will require that will need you to unblock it. It will tell you that I need to, if you are sure that it's a legit site, website or URL, you just need to do that. But I need to
Unblocked.
also, another way to find out, like for phishing, if you get, if you receive unsolicited emails, or if you receive any fraudulent email from a bank or CBN or GT Bank or whatever bank it is or whatever place for, if you want to, another way to find out if that URL, that's Uniform Resource Locator or link, is authentic, all you need to do is open on your web browser, copy the link, eh?
Okay.
Open a new window on your browser and paste there. Then if it does not redirect, if it does not open the exact or redirect you to the exact to the legit website, then it's
Uh-huh.
fake.
Then
Is
it's fake.
is is still is
Okay.
fraud. Yes.
Okay.
But if
All right.
it's redirect, if it tells you page not found, you get it.
Mm.
Then
Mm.
yes, if it does not redirect you to a legit website, sorry, to a
Well, to
legit
the
website, then
original
it's original.
website.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
original website. If it does not do that, then it's fake. But if it
Then
does,
it's
then
fake.
you are good to go. But if it tells you page not found, it is fake.
Ah,
Yes,
you
just a
need the
new
fake one.
website, a new Windows on your browser. That's another way to find out if a particular
Yeah.
link is authentic. So
Okay.
another way again is to mitigate. We talk about pop-up blocker. We
Yeah.
we've talked another way again
Okay.
is to we said talk about
Act immediately.
yeah.
Act immediately. To act immediately if you have suspected that a scam or a fraud has been carried out on your account or your credit cards, or you have mistakenly sent your personal details or bank details to a fraudulent party. Act fast, act immediately. That I
Yes,
while studying
yes,
and researching this, I found out that what these people also do is to ensure they have your number, because they assume that once you get an alert of something you did not do or you did not
yeah,
order for, you would immediately want to call the bank. So they keep your lines engaged. They keep calling your lines, they keep sending messages, they find a way to keep your lines
yes. They
busy.
occupy
So
you.
by the
They
time you
occupy
want
you
to
with
call your
calls.
bank or you want to call out, you find out that you can't call, you give up, right? You give up, or you say, okay, I will do it in the next, maybe in the evening. That time frame, you are actually giving the criminals enough time to withdraw the money from your account, or to finalize whatever transaction and go away scot free. So what you do, as soon as you get a fraudulent alert, or you sense in any way that you have fallen victim somehow, alert bank. If you are trying to use the that register line yours to call and it cannot, get somebody else's number or use another number that is not, tied to that account or not linked to that account, and make that call, block that pin,
Yeah.
especially when it has to do with, finances, your cards, your credits and stuff. The banks have made it so easy.
Yeah.
You can block your pin code. You can block your pin by just, going to your app, blocking it, and just leaving minutes. Just before the
Yes,
finance
and
what actually
the I
making
would suggest,
that's
I would
something very key to take it. Don't wait.
yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
I would suggest that, there are different ways you can actually do that, because first of all, you need to calm down. You need to calm down, because once you start to see that debit alert coming in, your heart races. So you need to calm down. The victim needs to calm down first. Get you can either use your bank codes. I think bank codes is fast. Those ones are faster than calling, because calling, you go through that long process of call your account number. If it's you, do this thing, you don't might lose your mind. Try just
Mm-hmm.
listen to them. So always get a bank code, assured from your bank. If it's Stanbic IBTC is star 909 hash. If it's GT Bank is star 737 hash. The other banks have theirs anyway. Always get a bank code. It's faster. Configure it. Make sure that you put your password and everything. Make sure it's working. Make sure you don't forget your password, your 4-digit PIN number. So to me, that's the fastest way to block your card. Rather than that phone call that network will break up or your credit will finish. It's not toll free. Those bank numbers are not toll free. You can get, by the way, you can get the bank numbers from your ATM card. Your ATM card or MasterCard has it. Just read it, you see their numbers there. They are not toll free.
Okay.
So you have to have
Okay.
sufficient airtime on your phone to be able to make that call. But at least with 10 naira, 20 naira, 50 naira, 100 naira, you can actually use the bank codes and achieve the same aim faster to block your account as act immediately. Just act immediately. That's the truth. And
Okay.
another thing again, do not, CBN has been mentioning this, they've been announcing this on almost every media houses. Do not send anybody to use your ATM card to withdraw money. Whether it's your wife, your kids, whoever it is, do not send them to use your PIN to withdraw money. I know something happened last week in my area during this paga. It's what they call paga. It's like an outfit whereby you can send and receive money. You get it
Mm-hmm.
through them. It's like a proxy outlet. So they charge you a little amount to withdraw a certain based on the amount you want to withdraw anyway. So this lady, she came fuming and try harassing the girl, that the girl illegally withdrew some money from her account. Like, no, your daughter was the one that did this now. When they now called the daughter, the girl couldn't talk. When they now checked the alert, say because they always keep a receipt. So she now said, look at what the amount your daughter withdrew. It was far more than what the woman told the send the girl to withdraw. So never send your kids, your husband, you are starting to withdraw anything. That thing has broken up marriages. So don't ever send anybody to withdraw on your behalf with your ATM. Don't. Don't.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
CBN have been
I'm
announcing
very,
that.
very, very culpable in that. I'm always sending people to my ATM. I send every and anybody with my ATM to go and collect money. But I'm careful that I send it to a particular. I use ATM on a particular amount that I have very little money. I only put money there when I want to withdraw or do something. So, but then there's still a
Okay.
risk, a huge risk, and I will change going forward. Thank you so much. We spent
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
time. We spent
Yeah.
an
We spent a
hour
lot of
and
time.
almost
I
20
wanted you
minutes, so we
to,
need to round up.
yeah, we need to go right now, but I quickly want you to we cannot end this program without giving our viewers alternatives,
Yes.
how we can harness, just quickly in 1 minute, to tell us how we can harness, the internet for our personal development, how we can use the internet to, like, for social development, and everything, how we can
Yes,
harness the
very
power in
important.
the internet. Just quickly tell us that, and that
Yeah,
will be
yes, very important.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you can harness the internet to do a lot, to acquire skills.
to
Even
acquire
even
skills.
yes, skills, even degrees.
Even the
You can
youth.
get, yes, online. Yes, you can apply for masters online, but that one has to do with money, so I don't want to even mention that one. But those that have money can do that. You can apply for jobs, but the most important thing is acquiring skills. You can learn almost anything: how to be a caterer on YouTube, research about it on Google, go on YouTube, there are videos there, video tutorials there. You can learn how to install CCTV cameras. There are basic way to, from elementary to intermediary to advanced levels. There are classes, they are free class. Free, when I say free, it is super free. You don't pay for it. The only thing you need is to have data. If for those of you that are complaining YouTube, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of data and all that, you can download YouTube Go. YouTube Go can help you manage your data for
Okay.
whatever, for different quality. You have standard, you have low, you have standard, you have high quality, you have HDM, HD, full HD. So you can manage your data, download the videos and play back at home. You can learn how to do almost anything from CCTV to solar to island solar from YouTube. Yes, for those of
And
you
you are
that didn't know.
putting,
Yes, and
and
this
you
is
are
like
doing that
5 years
in
now.
the
And yes, and I've done
Wow.
handled major contracts in Bauchi State last year under a company, Abuja Ubirak Limited, um, owned by Mr. Nonso Ndekwalo. And I've handled many other projects in Lagos, Kaduna, Jos, Abuja on solar. But I learned it from YouTube.
Just from what you learned on YouTube.
Yes, yes, with
Wow.
extensive research, with
Wow. Wow.
extensive, as in you have to read and you have to keep on reading because new technologies are coming up. You understand, better
Yeah, yeah.
solutions to battery management and newer panels and all that, and charge
Mhm.
controllers. And you need to study. It's not something you just go and watch video and relax. You need to carry out extensive research. You have to read like you're in university. You have to read like your life depends on it. The more knowledge you have, the better for you. So when you're talking to your clients, they will just have no choice because they're like, this guy knows he knows his
What
onion,
is
and
it?
they will have no alternative than to give you the money that you're requesting. You quoted on that. So
Mhm.
you need to, there are many things: catering, how to cook. I learned how to cook.
Plumbing. Plumbing.
Plumbing, yes. I learned how to cook from YouTube. I learned basically, see, what you can do is limitless on the internet. It's
So
just
are
that
you actually
it's
saying,
been underused.
there's no legit justifiable reasons for going into internet fraud, that people can actually empower themselves? If the problem is poverty, unemployment, people can actually learn life skills like, fixing solar panels,
Even
cooking,
carpentry,
cooking,
even carpentry.
carpentry. All these many, many, many opportunities are lying there
Yes,
in Facebook,
yes,
on YouTube, and all over the internet, not just YouTube. You know, is
yes,
that what
yes.
you're
It's
saying?
true.
Mm.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. There's no
Okay.
reason, there's no justification whether a politicians are stealing, whether a country is going south. There is no
Mhm.
justification to do what you're doing because basically you are killing people. Imagine swindling somebody of her life savings or his life savings, and those people are weak at heart. They will not commit suicide. You're a murderer. There's no difference
Yeah,
between the politician stealing money and not doing the road, armed robberies, carrying guns to raid people's houses and businesses, and the person that is actually swindling other people of their money in another part of the world. It is
yeah,
still murder. If those people go and commit suicide or kill themselves or just do something harm themselves, it's on the person. It's on the person who swindled them. So,
yeah.
and I think
Mm.
everybody's going to account for whatever they do here on earth on the
Yeah,
last
I
day.
believe
If
that
not
too.
here on earth, on the last day.
Thank you very, very much, Michael. We've had a very fantastic time today on Candid Conversations. This is, in fact, a candid conversation. We have laid everything down on the table. Now we cannot say that we don't know what internet fraud is. You know, viewers out there, now we know what exactly is internet fraud. You know, you can no longer say, I heard, I think there's something called phishing. I think there's something called vishing, spoofing. You know, now you know exactly what it is. If you didn't join us from the beginning, watch this video. It's available online. It's available on our page, Candid Conversations with Tina and Millie. It's available on our private pages. You can go and rewatch the video step by step and take notes. And look, we've given you a lot of value for your time today. This video is packed, you know. So thank you so much, Michael. Thank you for taking out
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you for spending, you know, expending your effort, energy. Thank you for your, you know, for the ease with which you made it easy for us to like arrange this conversation, this broadcast. We really appreciate you. Thank you for your passion. You know, thank you
Yeah,
for your
thank you for
passion. Thank
having
you
me.
for not dabbling into all these things and having been like a light for others, like an example for others to see that why do you have to do that? This is somebody and he's doing it and he's not dying and he's living a fantastic life, you know. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. We really
Yeah.
appreciate you. We want to use this
Yeah, thank you for
validation to
having me
thank
too.
your parents, your upbringing, because if they have not done the right job, maybe you will not be how you are today or what you are today. We really appreciate everything, your family. We want to appreciate everything about you, your education,
Right.
everything about you, Michael. You are
Thank
such
you.
a great kid.
Yeah.
You are
Thank you
such a
very
great
much.
kid.
Okay.
So,
For some of
One last
us,
thing. Sorry, one last thing. Please, for the audience, always surround yourselves with people of great value. If they can't affect your life positively, discard them with no apology.
exactly.
Yeah, make sure your inner
thank you.
circle is
Yeah.
pure.
I like that.
Right.
Thank you, Millie.
That's in fact we have to put that comment on the comment section so that anybody that watches or comes across that video will see your last words. And then for us, for those of you that are still watching, or for any of you that would watch this video, if you have more questions, if you want to find out even much more, you know, you can hit up Michael. Michael, could you just quickly tell us your
Handle.
handle, all your handles, your social media handles, or an email that the public can access to, you know, ask questions or just, you know, come to you for further
Okay.
discussions.
Yeah. Chibweze@gmail.com.
All
Then
right.
every other handle is, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, is Chibweze @Chibweze.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. And also,
Thank
Yeah.
you
we
so
would like
So
to
much.
let
For those of you,
everyone know that he's a businessman too. He has said so many things that he does, solar panels, you know. If you want top-notch professional jobs, you know, so IT jobs, solar panels. I'm talking about you guys that are watching me from Spain right now, building houses in Nigeria. Hit up this guy, you know, all over the world. Hit up this guy. He's your best guy, honest, you know, professional, the best, you know. Excellent, excellent. I give you a
yes,
thumbs up,
we've
Michael. Millie, you
top
wanted to say
notch.
something?
handled great projects for different companies and different states. So
Yeah, yeah, I see that. If you go to his Facebook page, they're out there. Millie, you wanted to say something before we round up?
Right. Although I want to tell the audiences, if you didn't, the audience rather, if you didn't get his handle, don't worry. It will be on our comment section. So you just scroll down and you definitely see. So all you have to do is just copy and, you know, save at whatever, on whatever device you want. So thank you so
Okay.
much for
Yeah, we
staying
need to
with
cut
us.
this now
We
because
totally appreciate your time.
yes. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Michael, thank you very much. We are going to continue
you're
this discussion
welcome.
backstage.
Thank you.
All right. We need
All
to
right.
end it right now. Right now. All right. Bye bye, everybody. Say bye bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.